If you're like first generation, like your parents bust their ass to like survive, to take care of you, you know, to be there. You never want to make it seem like they failed you as a parent. In 2015, Hispanic students in grades 9 through 12, 18.9% had seriously considered attempting suicide.
These rates were consistently higher in Hispanic students than in white and black students.
Hispanic adolescents are half as likely than white adolescents to use antidepressants. Hispanics have the highest uninsured rate compared to other rates at 24.8% in 2016.
Well, I think as like Latinos, if we have a problem, we just speak to our family or we kind of swipe it under the rug.
It seemed more so, like, for lack of a better term, more of a white thing.
Even when we speak to our families, we're told to be super strong.
Get over it is the one, like you hear that a lot, I think, in Latino families, especially if your parents grew up like in Mexico, like mine did, where they really just had to get over it and just kind of not worry about mental health.
And a lot of times they're not there physically or even mentally because they're trying to like support everyone. I didn't want my mom to worry about me.
Yeah, that was my biggest
thing. I didn't want to make them feel guilty for some of the decisions and sacrifices they had to make on behalf of the family.
When I got to a point where I was just like, I can't do this essentially alone, like I need someone who I know is kind of gonna get me back on my feet, I brought it up to them. I will say it was hard like telling my parents that I was seeing a therapist because I didn't want to like disappoint them that like I essentially am not strong enough to do this, but instead it was kind of turned to like, you're strong enough to actually seek a therapist, you know? And even my mother, what's so crazy is that like her and I connected on even a deeper level because she was like, you know what? All of the feelings that you had or have been feeling, like I've felt those too. She was like, but I mean, it's never been a thing in my family to seek out. You just kind of deal with it. And so like, that's why to me, my mother's like the strongest person I know because she's been through so much through her childhood. On top of that, she dealt with depression and everything else, but she always dealt with it on her own because she was like, this is not something that we do in our family, you know?
Mm-hmm. I went to therapy after I came out. I went for my mom mainly because she wanted to make sure I wasn't confused.
Oh, I had to go through that too.
As soon as I walked into the office, there was this giant portrait of Jesus, and next to it was this portrait of the tree of mortal sin, and then the branches said different things like adultery and homosexuality was on one of them, and I was like, oh, why did I agree to this? I learned after that you shouldn't go to therapy for other people, that you have to go for yourself.
And like hearing your story and knowing what I went through, like I think that's another problem with our community when it comes to therapy is you go like, if something's wrong, like something that we can't handle, you have to go and get it handled by somebody, and then like it turns us off of it because we're like, we don't want to be here. Like, what's going on isn't something that needs to be fixed. It's a real disservice to the profession and to us and to the community to like try to force us to go just because we're gay. Like, that's dumb. It's dumb.
If you get to a point where you feel like you're no longer really in control and all of the things that kind of once helped you before to get back on your feet or to make you happy kind of feel forced or aren't really working anymore, which is kind of the point where I had gotten to, I think maybe that's when you should consider it.
And I think it's so beneficial to have someone to just, you know what I mean? Like, it just, it helps, it works.